There's no justice. She's not coming back.
That's all for this edition of Dateline. We'll see you again Friday at 10, 9 Central. And of course, I'll see you each weeknight for NBC Nightly News. I'm Lester Holt. For all of us at NBC News, good night.
Live on NBC 12, this is News Watch 12 at 10.
Good evening, I'm Dan Hagan. Millions of Americans turned to animals for comfort during the pandemic, adopting cats and dogs from shelters at record rates. But starting around 2 years ago, animal shelters around the country started filling up. Our own Christopher Bouchon has more on how this troubling trend is impacting a local shelter.
I would say right now with dogs, this is probably the worst I've seen it.
Amanda Hayden has been working at the Oneida County Humane Society since 2012. She has never seen the shelter this full.
You know, you worry about capacity for care. You worry, you know, that you want to be able to take care of the animals the best you can.
Hayden said that adoption isn't the problem. Plenty of dogs are going out, but more are coming in. Adoption rates are good, but with so many dogs coming in, it is hard for them to keep up.
Yay, princess!
Our adoptions have been pretty steady. It's just the number of animals coming in. One dog goes out, we get 2 or 3 in.
Hayden said she is seeing a lot more of abandoned pets because of evictions and rental properties not allowing pets.
Just last week, we took 4 dogs from a property in the Nokomis area that were left behind.
Hayden said most of the dogs coming into the shelter have been young, the most common being around 1 to 2 years.
Lots of energy. I think people got their puppies and ended up going back to work and can't keep up with their puppies. They're a lot of work.
Hayden stays positive, even though she said it can be difficult to keep up when staffing is low and pets won't stop coming in.
We're struggling with staffing as well as like capacity for care. The staff is mostly with the animals.
That was Christopher Bouchon reporting. The Humane Society asks that people call ahead if they are considering putting up their pet for adoption. There's currently a waiting list of 15 dogs right now. Moving on, a class action lawsuit was filed against 3M Company and the Rhinelander Paper Mill for alleged PFAS contamination in rural Oneida County. Now today, a motion to move that lawsuit out of Wisconsin was denied. The class action suit was first brought by the Texas-based law firm Barron and Budd in August. It involves 3M and the mill's parent company, Alstrom. Alstrom was alleged to have applied toxic waste-containing PFAS chemicals onto farmland throughout Oneida County. 3M Company manufactured these chemicals and had filed a motion to move the case to South Carolina, which was denied today by a panel judge. The case will stay in Wisconsin. Well, Conrad, not a typical December day out there.
Definitely
Probably still melting, right?
Yeah, we did melt a little bit of the snow, 40s outside. Not quite skiing weather just yet.
But maybe some snow on the way, right?
Yes, we're in luck, Dan.
All right.
We're in luck. By Saturday, a little bit more snow. Not quite enough to go skiing. I know we love to go skiing, snowmobiling as well. But I know it's beginning of December. Don't worry, folks. Snowmobiling season will be back. Same thing with skiing season. Not quite today. 46 degrees earlier today here in town. 49 in Tomahawk. Look just west of town. Ladysmith, 51 degrees. Hayward at 50 degrees. Not quite record-breaking, but very, very close. Some spots were within 1 degree from breaking the record. We were at around 4 degrees shy from breaking a record, 3 degrees from tying it, 49 degrees in 1939. Not quite there, but once again, tomorrow, we're going to try and beat that record with temperatures back in the 40s. Now we're starting to cool down. We are back in the 30s, below freezing at that, so things are looking a little slick outdoors. More increase in clouds that will continue overnight, so be careful, folks. It's going to continue to be slick outdoors with temperatures around 31 degrees. Dan?
President Biden's son is facing more legal trouble. Today, federal prosecutors filed a new criminal case against Hunter Biden. Special counsel David Weiss's team says it's a federal tax case where Biden faces 9 criminal charges. Weiss's team details what it calls a 4-year scheme Biden engaged in to avoid paying at least $1.4 million in taxes owed from 2016 through 2019. Prosecutors say he spent millions of dollars on a lavish lifestyle instead of paying tax bills. The Justice Department, in a news release, says Biden could face a maximum of 17 years in prison if convicted. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump returned to a New York courtroom today to attend his civil fraud trial. His defense team questioned its final expert witness as the case approached its conclusion. Trump and his company are accused of participating in a decade-long fraud scheme involving vast misrepresentations of Trump's wealth to attract favorable rates on loans and insurance. Trump also faces legal challenges for election subversion and keeping classified documents. Now, part of that election fraud scheme included the attempted use of fake electors from Wisconsin with the intention that they cast electoral votes for Donald Trump, even though he lost the state. Now, those electors admitted this week their actions were used in an effort to, quote, improperly overturn, unquote, the 2020 election. And that admission was part of a settlement reached on Wednesday. A third Republican will enter the Senate race in Wisconsin. National Republican Senatorial Committee Chair Steve Daines told the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel Wednesday that wealthy Madison banking mogul Eric Hovde will enter the race in the near future. Daines said Hovde will have the backing of the National Republican Party. Hovde lost the Republican primary in his first Senate bid in 2012 to Tommy Thompson. An official announcement is expected early next year. Rhinelander's homeless shelter hosted its annual Stuff a Truck event today. Nath Frederick Place in Rhinelander is a 16-bed facility committed to helping and housing individuals and families. Donations such as toiletries, personal hygiene items, cleaning supplies, laundry soap, and food donations all came in.
I'm just making a monetary donation. They have to do the shopping, but as you can see, the truck is filling up. They have many needs, and it's just wonderful that the community can come out and support this amazing nonprofit.
If you missed the event today and still want to help out, there are drop-off locations for Nath at Tom's Drawing Board and Chad Swanson American Family Insurance. After receiving a $50,000 grant from the Department of Veterans Affairs, veterans in the Lac du Flambeau tribal community will have improved access to mental health resources. LDF Family Resource Center Clinical Director Kelly Day says the funds will be used to renovate office space for the therapist in the LDF Veterans Building, provide transportation for those who can't access it, and improve group therapy and substance abuse counseling.
I think that there is a stigma for veterans, especially in seeking services, and some veterans may not reach out. So this grant is going to facilitate our veteran service officer to reach out to those individuals.
Melissa Dowd is a 20-year Army veteran and member of the Lac du Flambeau tribe who serves as the Tribal Veteran Liaison for the Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs. She says one of the biggest objectives with this grant is simply to make sure that tribal veterans know that an outlet is available.
It's important because veterans sometimes often don't know that there's help out there. Some of them may not want help, but we're providing those resources to them.
Dowd also said that other local veterans assistance organizations are still able to apply for these funds through the Department of Veterans Affairs. A local school district is getting some new books thanks to a donation from a tribal library. Our own Nick Van Zyl was in Cranon today and has more.
It's important for students to see themselves in the books that they're reading. That's why Forest County Potawatomi community donated 26 books to the Crandon School District in hopes that students would be able to identify with what they're reading.
This donation is going to be extremely welcomed by our students.
The books have been added to the school's elementary and high school library.
You know, we have everything from picture books being donated to graphic novels for our middle and high school students to more historical materials.
The donation comes as the district works toward inclusion.
We've also been working as a district with David O'Connor through the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction and his team just to do better by our students.
The district asked the Potawatomi Library to help them sift through outdated materials.
Working with the Crandon School District on weeding out their library and incorporating new, updated, Indigenous American books.
The new materials allow readers to see Native people as contemporary rather than a historical figure.
It's important for our Native American students and readers to see themselves in these books, to see that they are recognized, to understand that there are books about Native Americans that aren't stereotypical or racial.
The books help illustrate Native culture is still alive and vibrant.
It's super important for our students to be able to see themselves in those materials and also gain appreciation and understanding of their friends and neighbors and community members.
The Crandon School District would like to thank the Forest County Potawatomi community for the ongoing partnership. Reporting in Crandon, Nick Van Zyl, Newswatch 12.
Thanks, Nick. A ceremony was held in Hawaii today for the anniversary of the Pearl Harbor attack. We'll hear from a survivor of the attack coming up. Plus, Wisconsin universities are trying a more direct approach to increase enrollment. Those stories after Weather with Conrad are right here on Newswatch 12.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Furniture and Appliance Mart.
Let's go Christmas shopping at Mel's. Find trusted outdoor brands for this season's activities. Get outside and spend time doing the sports you love. Cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, or ice fishing. Or enjoy casual sport clothing for all occasions. Mel's Trading Post, a downtown Rhinelander landmark.
Culligan Water takes pride in being your local water experts. We live here, work here, and dedicate our lives to improving our area's water. We deliver the world's best water treatment and the industry's best service to you. Culligan Water, your local water experts.
Sue right, Jake middle, me on the left.
Yeah, I knew I'd win.
Are you saying
What's
something?
really happening over there?
I think you're on mute.
There's no substitute for real gaming fun. Go where fun lives. Old Chunk Gaming Wittenberg.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburger's cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love. And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day.
All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
A holiday sale is going on at Lakeland Furniture and Mattress in Minocqua. For the remainder of 2023, everything in the store is 23% off and 60% off on selected items. Quality furniture, efficient delivery, and knowledgeable customer service. Lakeland Furniture and Mattress in Minocqua.
Let's go Christmas shopping at Mel's. Find trusted outdoor brands for this season's activities. Get outside and spend time doing the sports you love. Cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, or ice fishing. Or enjoy casual sport clothing for all occasions. Mel's Trading Post, a downtown Rhinelander landmark.
Did you guys go outside today? Well, I did, and I was enjoying those 40s outside. We're in a little bit of red just to kind of blend in with what's going on weather-wise. Those warm temperatures outside today, and then once again, we'll be in the area for tomorrow. That push of warm air from the south all the way up into Canada. We're talking Denver, Colorado in the 60s again. They were in the 70s 24 hours ago. North Dakota, South Dakota, everyone's in those 50s and 60s outside, so well above average average temperatures, mainly I say in the central part of the country, not quite in the northeast just yet. But hey, get ready. Tomorrow, once again, we're talking beach weather, maybe a good barbecue day, right? With those 40s outside, good time to bring out the grills. Well, we're looking at temperatures once again back in those mid-40s throughout the day tomorrow. So we'll see if we break a record, not quite there for today, but we were very, very close. Our average high is around 30 degrees this time of year. We're going to be nowhere near that for tomorrow. Take a look at this. 45 once again, and then closer to average. Saturday, especially into Sunday, back in those upper 20s, and then pretty much sticking around close to 30 degrees, so near average temperatures. That's not going to be here for long. Look at end of next week. Back into the 30s and 40s, making a return Thursday and then into the day on Friday. So get ready. Warmer air will be back. Overall, though, most of the country not looking too bad. A little bit of snow here and there. A little bit of rain, actually, as well. Look at Canada. We're talking rain this time around. A little surprising because it is December, and that push of warm air really, really got this going. Take a look at this. Rain, North Dakota, South Dakota, and then all the way up into Canada. We're seeing green on the radar, which is a very, very unique. Not really something that they're used to for this time of year. For our area, we're going to be warm tomorrow, but we're going to be clear. Just some clouds in the region. Saturday, though, low pressure system moves into the area. Green Bay, Milwaukee, Madison, Chicago, all rain with temperatures back in the 40s and 50s. We're going to be on that western side, so maybe some snow showers in the morning hours, and then a little bit of a break throughout the day on Saturday, and then once again, another round of snow from the UP all the way down into Iowa, make its way back into the area with temperatures really cooling back off into the 30s. So depending on if the temperature is going to be 32 or 33, 34 degrees, it really depends how much snow accumulations we're going to get. It doesn't look like it's going to be anything big. We've kept our eyes on things, maybe half an inch, maybe an inch of snow in some spots. A couple of spots we'll get a little bit over an inch of snow. Really depends where that temperature sets up and those moderate to heavier bands of snow. Wind speed wise, though, not much going on. Anywhere between a 5 to 10 mile per hour breeze from here in town all the way up into the UP and then into central Wisconsin and down south into Adams County as well. It's going to be another breezy day out there for tomorrow throughout the afternoon hours, and then by Saturday, especially into those overnight hours, we're looking at some gusty winds making its way back into the forecast. For tonight, though, 31 degrees, increasing clouds, and some patchy fog will be possible by those morning hours. Our 7-day outlook brought to you by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress does show a little bit of snow in the forecast by Saturday. Dan?
Starting next year, high school students could be accepted into University of Wisconsin schools without even applying. The Universities of Wisconsin is rolling out its direct admissions initiative to boost enrollment across its campuses. UW system administrators hope to reach first-generation college students and other potential students who might not have considered attending a four-year school. Participating high schools and participating UW colleges will enter student grade point average data and campus admission requirements. From there, students will receive admission letters to the campuses where they are matched for fall of 2025. Military leaders, government officials, and the public marked Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day in Hawaii today. On December 7th, 1941, 2,400 service members and civilians lost their lives in the 2-hour air raid by Japanese forces on the U.S. naval base in Hawaii. The sneak attack shook America's confidence and pulled the country into World War II. Thursday's ceremony at the Pearl Harbor National Memorial included survivors of the attack.
I was raising the flag at the time and saw the planes coming in, and I thought they were coming in from the States. And then I saw the bombs being dropped on the harbor.
That was Harry Chandler, Navy Hospital Corpsman First Class. This was his first time attending the annual ceremony. He still remembers that fateful day well.
Saw the Arizona going up. Saw the Oklahoma turning. And then they put us all in trucks and drove us all down into the harbor, and we started saving people.
A moment of silence was observed at 7:55 a.m., the exact moment the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor began. A missing man flyover followed. Lakeland Union's boys hockey team is looking to go back to the state tournament after missing it last season. Coming up on Newswatch 12, Drew Chelly will be here with the highlights from their latest conference matchup.
Whether you're just beginning your educational journey or seeking a new opportunity, we're here for you. At North Central Technical College, we have unique partnerships with four-year colleges that allow you to transfer seamlessly to and from our campus, saving you time and money. With hundreds of transfer options available, the path to a bachelor's degree and a great paying career are just a step away. North Central Technical College. Start here, go anywhere.
Welcome back to Sam's Hot Takes. What's hot now? Spectrum One. It's internet, unlimited mobile, advanced Wi-Fi at an amazing value.
Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi and your first line of unlimited mobile free for 12 months. Call 833-948-4999.
And this is big. Ta-da! Zumo Streambox.
Now add Spectrum TV to upgrade to Spectrum One Stream and get a Zumo Streambox free for 12 months.
It brings together all the entertainment I want in one place. And this voice remote lets me search across live TV and my favorite streaming apps so I can find exactly what I want. Fast and easy. It's streaming simplified.
Get internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi and your first line of unlimited mobile free for 12 months. Plus add Spectrum TV and get a free Zumo Streambox for 12 months. Call 833-948-4999. Visit Spectrum.com or stop by a Spectrum store today.
My hot take, this is like nothing you've used before.
This year, let Ford make the holidays bright and bring everyone together. Go over any type of terrain with Ford Bronco Sport.
How's the weather?
All good.
And the confidence of GOAT modes. And the versatile Ford Explorer with available seating for 7. And with power on demand in the all-electric Ford F-150 Lightning. Well, that's how Ford is making the holidays bright. See your Ford dealer today during the Make the Holidays Bright sales event.
Coming up on Newswatch 12 today.
We'll bring you this week's edition of Homeward Bound.
And some active weather we're watching this weekend. Some rain and snow chances on the way. More when you tune in on your Friday from 5 to 7 a.m.
Lakeland Union's boys hockey team was both one win away from winning the conference tournament and a spot in the state tournament last season. Now they're on their revenge tour. The next stop is right at home against conference foe, Northland Pines. Let's see who came out on top in this GNC matchup. First period, Lakeland Union wins the faceoff. They get right to work. Puck gets sent across the ice. Jack Rubo comes up with it. His shot gets deflected by Eagles goalie Everett Leslie and is knocked out of play. Later in the period, Lakeland Union still on the attack. Aaron Wanta sends it to Gray Wagner, who thought about passing it, but he calls his own number. But Leslie is there to corral that shot and keep the T-Birds off the board. But that did not last much longer. Still in the first period, Cade Meyer gets a steal in the offensive zone. He makes a move, and his shot goes top shelf for the goal. Lakeland Union goes on to win this thing 4-1. Heading over to Crandon for some wrestling action as the Cardinals welcome Bark River from up in the UP for a dual meet. It was an impressive performance for the Cardinals here. Sophomore Riley Johnson was able to get the pin as he won his matchup at 138 pounds. The Cardinals, they led throughout the competition as they cruised to victory against a squad from Michigan. Other Cardinal winners on the day included Elias Glinsky, who also won at 138 pounds. Nolan Bradley won at 150 pounds. And Reese Mayer was victorious in a very physical battle at 165 pounds. It was a Northern Lakes Conference matchup tonight on the hardwood. Elko made the trip to Leona to take on the Leona Wabeno Rebels. Fresh off a win over Crandon, the Rebels were looking for another conference win. Elko was looking for their first conference win. Early first half, off of a miss, Nathan Visser going to come away with the steal. He goes in and lays it up for 2. The Rebels, they could not miss in the first half. Here it's freshman Cooper Albrecht who is going to connect on the 3-ball. More shooting from the Rebels. Gavin Connor finds Preston Van Zyl. He knocks down the 3 from the corner. Now over to the other corner, another freshman, Canton Krishman. He is going to be nothing but net as he buries this one. And a couple possessions later, Krishman is going to facilitate. He's going to hit Walker Winkleman. He's going to hit from deep as well. The Rebels would roll to victory in this matchup by a final score of 80-50. The Milwaukee Bucks took on the Indiana Pacers in the semifinal of the NBA in-season tournament in Las Vegas. They blew out the Knicks to get here, but the Pacers are one of the hottest teams in basketball right now. They took down the Celtics to make the semis. Let's see who would come out on top and take on either the Pelicans or the Lakers in the finals. We start in the second quarter. Giannis Antetokounmpo doing what he does best. He bullies his way down low and throws down the emphatic two-handed slam dunk for two. He wasn't done there. Later in the quarter, he throws it down again, this time with one hand, just showing off the dominance. Third quarter, now it's Dame time. He pulls up from 27 feet. He knocks down the three ball. Later in the quarter, he pulls from even further. That one, good for three. But in the fourth quarter, it was Tyrese Halliburton time. The Oshkosh native hits the step-back three. That one was the dagger. The Pacers go on to win this one, 128-119. We'll be right back after the break.
Game Time Sportsbook is now open inside Mole Casino. Place a bet on your favorite sports team and watch them win on one of our 24 big screen televisions while enjoying amazing refreshments at our sports bar and lounge. Our casino floor has been updated with dozens of new and exciting game titles. And don't forget about the coffee pot, proudly serving Starbucks. Take advantage of one of our stay and play deals, including bonus free play. Get your lucky break at Mole Lake.
Here we go. I knew I could do it. I just had to take the first step.
Hey, how's it going? Marcus, my boy. Welcome to my humble abode. Nice to meet you.
When Marcus came to my door, it was my chance to give someone a safe place to stay for a little while.
When you open your heart and home through foster parenting, you're helping the teen write new chapters, which can positively impact the teen for the rest of their life.
Be part of the story.
For more information about becoming a foster parent, contact Children's Wisconsin.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of it. Get a new Honda. Whether it's taking the gang to the slopes in an available all-wheel drive Pilot, delivering presents in a rugged Passport, or all in a few toys for yourself in a powerful Ridgeline. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Gather the family and join in on Perkins holiday festivities. Here, everyone can go into feast mode. Savor our juicy, oven-roasted butterball turkey. Enjoy our hearty Big Country breakfast skillet. Then top it all off with the perfect slice of pie. Enjoy time with family and all of your holiday favorites at Perkins. Also, try our magnificent 7 breakfast for just $7.99.
In today's economy, it seems the value of a dollar continues to shrink, while the services offered are getting less and less. Here at Maher Water Corporation, a new high-efficiency system made by WaterCare can help ease the stress on your checkbook. We are always available to analyze and recommend one of these units.
So while we can't actually make your money grow, we can make the value of what you get from Maher seem like it.
The Ice Age Trail extends more than 1,200 miles across the state of Wisconsin, including through local communities like Rib Lake, Merrill, and Antigo. Today, it was granted a new status by the National Park Service. Our own Austin Carisu has the details.
It honors those people that have given so much of their time and energy to this project.
The Ice Age Trail and North Country Scenic Trails have joined the ranks of existing parks by the National Park Service as part of the National Trails system, which will allow them to access more funding.
We have our eye on the ball of closing the gaps. And, our land conservation program and team is working very hard to make sure that those gaps are closed. So I think that's always the pressing piece for us is that land protection.
Senator Baldwin introduced the National Scenic Trails Parity Act in 2014 to grant unit status to these trails that are a part of the National Park system to improve management, establish administrative clarity, and grant access to additional federal resources.
The Ice Age Trail tells the story of the end of the last ice age.
And it is, you can learn about geology, you can learn about nature, you can just enjoy yourself. And so it's a real treasure, and having full unit status is going to make a real difference in communicating that throughout the nation.
These new resources will also help the numerous volunteers who have contributed thousands of hours to maintain the trails.
Having those that cachet that comes with being a national park unit, the resources that become available will help us close these gaps and meet our mission each day. So this is a momentous time for us.
Reporting for Newswatch 12, I'm Austin Carisu.
Enjoy the beauty of the season at Traders. Find an outfit for the party. Get inspired by our unique trees and old world Christmas ornaments.
Set the scene for entertaining and celebrate. Happy holidays! It's the gift that keeps on giving this weekend at Traders.
Hello? Yeah, this is Russell Nicolay. Yeah, bald head, sunglasses, you got it. Yep. Billboards, baby.
Whoa, 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 man. Hey, if they want the real Nicolay, they should get the real Nicolay. Thank you. Russell Nicolay here. Yeah, we can help.
In a world full of choices, make sure you get the real Nicolay.
Fake beard, really, man?
Oh, come on, it's like looking in a mirror, isn't it?
I don't know about that.
This year, let Ford make the holidays bright and bring everyone together. Go over any type of terrain with Ford Bronco Sport.
How's the weather? All good.
And the confidence of GOAT modes. And the versatile Ford Explorer with available seating for 7. And with power on demand in the all-electric Ford F-150 Lightning, well, that's how Ford is making the holidays bright. See your Ford dealer today during the Make the Holidays Bright sales event.
This is how it feels to do more with less asthma, thanks to Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Imagine that. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your doctor about Dupixent, the most prescribed biologic for asthma.
Hollywood Hill Campground and Crandon Saloon is now featuring year-round cabins. Create memorable experiences with a community that turns friends into family. Spend your days outdoors fishing, biking, hiking, or UTVing. Your destination for Northwoods camping and lodging all year.
Happy kids heal faster. And that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
A foot of snow fell in Lake Tahoe. It's their first heavy snowfall of the season.
Better there than here, but something tells me it's going to be here before we know it.
Yeah, Drew, I know you're from the Northeast. The Northeast actually got a foot of snow a few days ago. We're not going to get anything like that. A couple of snow showers on Saturday, maybe up to an inch of snow, and then we're going to cool off starting Sunday.
Okay, hoping for more later on the road.
Yeah, I hope so too, man.
Thanks for joining us at Newswatch 12 at 10. We'll see you tomorrow.
Life moves fast. Take those road trips. Spend afternoons on a boat. Gather around the campfire and create memories without any worries. At Clinner Insurance, your trusted local partner, you're not just a policy number to us. You're a priority. As a company deeply rooted in the Northwoods community, we truly care about the people we serve. With Clinner Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance, you can live life to the fullest, knowing we'll be there for you when you need it most.
Save big on everything at Menards. Find plumb, level, and 45 degrees quickly with a Johnson Levels Magnetic Torpedo Level. It's durable, easy to read, and glows in the dark, ensuring accurate results in both bright and low light areas. Now just $6.98. After $9 rebate, cut the cord with Bosch cordless power tools and accessories. They're designed to tackle the toughest jobs. This 18-volt hammer drill kit is just $109. Plus, the Menards gift card is always a great gift idea.
Season's greetings to you all from Menards.
The
The next generation of streaming is here. Introducing Spectrum One Stream with internet, advanced Wi-Fi, mobile, and now TV with the all-new Zumo Stream Box. It's streaming simplified. Get Spectrum One Stream with fast and reliable internet for $49.99 a month. Free advanced Wi-Fi, a free unlimited mobile line, and a free Zumo Stream Box when you add Spectrum TV. Go to spectrum.com/stream, a Spectrum store, or call 833-976-4999.
You've got this. You didn't think your sister would take you up on the dog sitting offer, but here you are. Barriers? Purchased. Doggy distractions? No expense spared. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft grace zone. So when you have to make a purchase, or 7, to prepare, you can be sure we're looking out for you. So you can look out